There's Stephanie Bottom, a librarian, then 66 years old and grandmother of 5, face down on the ground after being dragged out of her car.
68-year-old librarian is accusing North Carolina law enforcement officers of using excessive force against her during a traffic stop. Body camera footage shows the officers grabbing Stephanie Bottom by her hair and throwing her to the ground after she was stopped for speeding. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, spoke with Bottom, who says she feared for her life in this incident. David, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Stephanie Bottom was driving from Georgia to North Carolina for her great aunt's funeral when she was stopped for speeding and failing to heed to officers' blue lights. Now, the librarian says she was listening to loud music, really loud music, and she didn't realize that the police were behind her and trying to stop her. Here's what happened next. There's Stephanie Bottom, a librarian, then 66 years old and grandmother of 5, face down on the ground after being dragged out of her car.
I haven't running. I was just driving.
Her offenses, according to police, speeding 10 miles over the speed limit and not pulling over for officers in Salisbury, North Carolina. Stephanie, what do you think when that officer grabbed you by the hair and pulled you to the ground?
I was shocked. I was in fear. I was scared for my life. I didn't know whether they were going to shoot me. What have I done wrong?
In this body camera footage released by Bottom's attorney, an officer tells Bottom that 3 police cars have been following her for about 10 miles. They use spike strips to flatten her tires and stop her.
You put a lot of people in danger tonight, ma'am.
How? I didn't know you guys was chasing after me. I was listening to my music.
Did you see the police officers behind you with the blue lights on?
I saw them eventually when I did look up. I was like, why are these policemen, behind me?
On Interstate 85 in Salisbury, North Carolina.
Pretty exciting chase here. I'm at the edge of my seat, baby.
As police pursued, one of the officers sounded pretty excited.
What's wrong with it, turd?
Bottom's attorney, Ian Mance, says that Bottom was no threat, and law enforcement had an idea of that.
They also pull up alongside her and talk amongst themselves that this is an older black female. She's by herself. They later wrote an incident report where they said that when they pulled up alongside her, she held her hand up in a manner that suggested she was not sure what was going on.
Miss Bottom's lawsuit alleges that after the incident, the officers congratulated each other, and one even brags about grabbing a handful of dreads. Miss Bottom is suing the 3 officers who removed her from the vehicle, the sheriff of Rowan County, North Carolina, and the city of Salisbury for using excessive force. She says they tore her rotator cuff. I have a good feeling one of these officers, if not all of them, is going to watch this. What would you want to say to them?
You hurt me. You can't hurt vulnerable people. You can't force and brutalize innocent people. If I was guilty for not stopping right away or speeding, it did not call for what you did to me, and you need to be held responsible.
Miss Bottom pleaded guilty to failure to heed to the blue lights. She was also initially charged with speeding and resisting an officer. Those charges were dismissed. Now, we reached out to the Rowan County Sheriff's Office and the 3 responding officers. We did not hear back.